Brain fog was one of the first symptoms that I experienced. So that means it was one of the last symptoms to leave, because the first symptoms would go last, and the last symptoms to come on, those would leave first. That's just how I experienced it, and that's how I see a lot of you guys also are saying the same thing. Brain fog is strange because it comes on and you can't even think, you can't process, especially nouns, like trying to finish sentences and to think of specific things to get the name of it right. It's like you had to use noun effects instead of sound effects. Hey, can you please pass the Not only that, if I went to another room for a specific thing, I would pretty much always forget what that thing was, unless I was repeating it to myself, like as I went. I kind of felt like a 95-year-old man, just like, man, I can't think, I can't process, I can't remember. What am I doing here in this room? Like, man, it was serious. There were times like, if I wanted to say a sentence, I would have to practice it in my brain, specifically just remembering the nouns. To try to convince myself that I wasn't going crazy, I'd be like, okay, Mark, try to remember this random player from the Minnesota Vikings, Antoine Winfield, by the way. And I'd keep remembering that. I don't know why, but I just wanted to hang on to some kind of hope that I wasn't losing my mind. But it got to a point where it was like, man, I'm having a hard time recalling my brother's name. Like, it was that bad. So just imagine when I'm on the phone with doctors and they're like, okay, so can we get a phone number? It's like, and you just start saying digits and you hope it's the right number. It always was, but it was just like, I don't know how I'm remembering this when there's other things I'm not remembering. But yeah, brain fog was one of the scariest symptoms because you think you're gonna become like a vegetable. Like you just sit there and just like, I don't know anything. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And it's really hard to interact and just like build community, have friends, when you can't even process. You can't even really carry on conversations or contribute to conversations because you can't remember anything. However, the good news is I fully recovered from that. If you would like to see how I got better, go ahead and check out this video right here. I talk about all the process, everything I went through and the steps in order to get better from my vitamin B12 deficiency causing brain fog specifically. So go ahead and check that out.